I'm your host with the most welcome 23. You're joining me for Desire and Decorum Book 1, Chapter 12, In Sickness and in Health. You and Mr. Harper ride hard for Edgewater, galloping along a dirt road through the thickets of trees. Faster, girl. There's not a moment to lose. Lady Bella, look out. Your eyes dart to the road ahead. You see a large stump in the middle of your path. Jump over the stump, ready your horse freeze. Jump over the stump. You pull on your horse's reins and jump effortlessly over the stump. Good jump, girl. You two make quite the team. Move up alongside Mr. Harper as the two of you press on down the dirt road. He glances over and calls out, My lady, we're coming up on the shortcut. The terrain is rather rough. You can't travel by carriage through it, but it'll get us there at sunrise. Then lead on, Mr. Harper. I'm right behind you. Mr. Harper veers right and leads you onto an uneven, narrow path, but with nothing but the sound of hoofbeats and the sight of open fields before you to keep your thoughts occupied. Your mind starts to race with the thoughts of your father. A father you don't really know. You think back to the moment you first met him.
Ah, Bella, let me see you. I can't believe it's you. I cannot express the joy in my heart to see you here at last.
Your mind wanders to your outdoor walks together, your arms wrapped around his.
Now tell me about your day. I hope the Countess wasn't too difficult at this morning's sewing circle.
And then to your father's announcement at the party.
In front of God and everyone here as my witnesses, I'd like to announce that I have rewritten my will. When I pass, and I hope that may be many years from now, Edgewater estate and its title will fall to Lady Bella of Edgewater.
Hold on, father. I'm coming. You're coming for a will, nothing more. Your vision becomes blurred with tears. You blink them away, but suddenly your horse stumbles on her feet, almost losing her balance. Ah! I need to grip the reins, slip the reins, flip the reins. I don't know. Grip the reins. Grasp the reins firmly in your hands and pull up. Your horse slows to a stop. That was close. My lady, are you hurt? Come, let's sit for a moment. Perhaps now's a good time for the horses to rest. You nod and dismount by a nearby tree while you tie the horses. A single tear rolls down your cheek. Harper cups your face in his hand and wipes it away with his thumb. Lady Bella. The wind, it's stinging my eyes. God forbid you're a woman and you just let out emotions. It's only two of us here. There's no need to put on any airs. Harper motions to a nearby log for the two of you to sit on. You can trust me with anything on your mind. It's been a difficult day. I'm thinking of all my father's done for me, worried about my father's health. You barely just met the man! Oh my god. Oh. I'm worried about his health. Yellow fever is such a serious condition. If it's taken away from me too soon, all those years I thought we would have. Don't surrender your hope. You never know what a difference seeing you in person could make. Harper takes your hand in his and gently twines his fingers around yours. I know how difficult it can be to know a loved one's health is struggling. My own father was ill not so long ago. I had no idea. Is he... Harper looks down to the ground and sighs. He took ill while I was fighting overseas, and I couldn't come back to help. I didn't even know he was sick until after his death. I'm so sorry, Mr. Harper. I wish you didn't have to endure that. Thank you, my lady. It took a while, but I've made my peace since. And I'll be damned if you can't see your father. You will have the chance I never did. Were you... Were you able? What would you have told him? What would you have wanted to hear from him? What'd you have told him? I would have wanted to share the stories of my time in America Ask him what it was like when he was fighting. I can almost picture the two of you swapping tales, sitting by the fire, smoking cigars, laughing together. Replace the cigars with 2 glasses of brandy, and that would have been us. Harper lets out a long sigh. I would have also told him how much I loved him and how glad I was to be there for him one last time. You never know how much your presence can lift a person's spirit. Truly, I hope it will soon enough. You carry more strength than you realize, Lady Bella. I don't know if I have enough to make it through this. Not again. Where your own strength falters, I will step in, but you are tougher than you know. Yes, I am quite strong. You straighten up and hold one arm, flexing it. Mr. Harper laughs. Your father is in best hands. Edgewater has some fine doctors. And with you by his side, I'm sure he'll feel better in no time at all. Mr. Harper leans in closer to you. No matter the day I've had, I always feel at my best when you're near me. Curious, you have the same effect on me as well. He smiled and let out a built-up sigh. It's nice to share with someone who understands. It makes me feel less alone. I never wanted you to feel alone, Lady Bella. Lay your head on his chest, squeeze his hand, smile. This won't stop. I'm gonna go with squeeze his hand. Like, we're not in a relationship with him. Though we've wanted to be, but not forceful. And there isn't many opportunities with him, really. I guess this is one of those, but squeeze his hand. Your hand meets Mr. Harper's on the log, and you give it a gentle squeeze. I'm glad to have you by my side. I wouldn't dream of being anywhere else. I will always be here for you when you need me, no matter the circumstances. You hear the horses stirring and look over to where they're standing. You get up to check on the horses, but feel a stabbing pain in your heel as soon as you stand. Ouch! Are you hurt? It's my riding boots. They're like daggers on my feet. How much longer is our ride? Judging by the trees, I'd say a couple more hours. I must get to father. You try to take another step, but feel the same shooting pain. Feet, I don't have time for this. Lady Bella, we may not make it to Edgewater at all if the horses are overtired or if you will fall off yours from pain. But you need to care for yourself so you can be ready to care for your father. Let's stop a short while. It would do you and the horses good. In before Diamond Choice. How am I to still myself with my father on my mind? You could tend to your feet. We could chat. I could tell you a story. And be at your every beck and call until you feel well enough to ride. A story. According to their grunts, the horses of Edgewater think me the finest storyteller they've come across. Then you'd be my personal liege. I am at your complete disposal until you are comfortable enough to continue our ride. Oh, I bet you'd be at my complete... What? What? No, hurry on to Edgewater. Shh. You turn to Mr. Harper and give him a wry smile. That does sound lovely, but I'm quite focused on getting to Edgewater. I don't think I'll be able to relax here much longer, and I think it's best to continue on. I can ride through the discomfort. Only if you're certain, Lady Bella. You nod, and Mr. Harper retrieves the horses, and you continue your journey to Edgewater. After a long night's ride, you and Mr. Harper reach Edgewater just after sunrise. Leave the horses to me, Lady Bella. You nod to Mr. Harper and dismount from your horse. You look up at the house and whisper to yourself, "Hold on, Father. I'm almost there." Your heart races as you run over and burst through the door of the estate, only to see Countess Henrietta coming down the stairs. She stops in her tracks when she sees you.
I thought you were supposed to be in London.
Would it cripple you to greet me like the lady I am?
I only recognize ladies who've been bestowed their titles upon birth and marriage, not out of pity.
Glare at the Countess and move past her. She takes a step to the side, blocking your path on the stairs.
I'm afraid you can't see him now. He's with Bishop Monroe and given your low birth. Perhaps it's best you keep your distance from us all. For all we know what kind of misfortune interacting with a bastard brings.
Countess Henrietta, you're one to talk.
Excuse you?
It's not like you've done my father much good.
I have gave him my fortune when we wed in 2 hairs. I've done right by him. Was his greatest wish for you to find a suitor? I hear whispers that you have not received any proposals. Such a shame.
He wants me to marry for love, something you might not be familiar with.
At least we know how to secure a title.
We'll see about that. You've not secured Edgewater in Mr. Malcaster's name just yet. Stare down the Countess and attempt to step around her one more time, but she stretches her arms out and grabs hold of both railings, blocking you.
Has your hearing gone with your manners? I said you can't see him now.
Well, I'm gonna go with, Countess Henrietta, move or I will make you move. Countess Henrietta narrows her eyes and stares you down.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, honey. I'll punch you straight in your goddamn throat right now. You match her glare. Watch me. You give the Countess a hard push. She knocks into the banister. The Countess reaches out for your arms. You run up the stairs, but her grasp falls short.
Keep this up and you can guarantee you will never be the lady of this estate.
You shout down to her, "Go fuck yourself!" Try and stop me again, and you will never be welcome at Edgewater once it falls to me. Here's the hallway to your father's chambers. And see the bishop leaving his room. He sighs as he closes the door. I can't believe it's come to this. The bishop startles as he hears you.
Oh! Forgive me, I was lost in my prayers. You must be the Earl's daughter. It's good you came, he's been asking for you.
Your Excellency. How long does he have? Bishop puts a hand on your shoulder.
I'm afraid he doesn't have long now, my child. You should go to him while you still can.
I never would have stayed in London if I'd known. I could have... You steady yourself with a deep breath. Has he been suffering long?
His illness came on quickly, but he's been comfortable.
I would hate to think him struggling for long. He doesn't deserve that.
The past couple of days have been difficult for him, though. I think his spirit will rest easier with you here. I'll leave you to him.
The bishop blesses you before you enter the father's room. You walk in to see him lying in bed. His skin has a yellow tinge to it, and his brow is covered in beads of sweat. His eyes light up as he sees you. Oh, Father.
Bella, I'm so happy to see you.
His voice is barely above a whisper. You rush over to his bed and sit next to his side. I've missed you, Father, and now...
Time together. It's more precious than ever now. There is something I need you to know about your mother and I. Your mother and I were married.
What? You were married? Father shivers for a moment as his fever climbs.
In a small country church, vows and all.
You're joking. What was it like? Were you nervous? How did Mama look? Oh, who came to the ceremony?
You're so full of questions.
I was not speaking lightly when I said there still is so much I want to know. I wish to know all the details.
I will share with you all that I can recall.
Am I? Does this mean I am not a bastard? Father musters his strength and takes your hand as his.
It is my life's biggest regret that your birth is illegitimate. I was forced to annul the marriage before your birth. Your grandfather arranged the annulment. I'll never forgive him.
Your father pauses for a moment to regain his breath. His chest looks as if it's barely rising under his bedsheet.
He refused to accept our union. He didn't think your mother was a fit choice. Only a handful of people know about our marriage. Now you're one of them.
Father. It's all coming together now. All my life I had so many questions and doubts. Now I know the truth. I see why you don't talk about my grandfather.
Your grandfather putting on an end to our union, it was the sharpest pain I've felt in my life.
Aside from the sharp pain of his lungs not being able to breathe, but I'm sorry it happened, but I'm glad to know everything now. Your father takes a few labored breaths.
But Bella, there's so much more to tell. I do not want you to... I do want you to know everything, but every single detail of our love. So that when I am gone, you can pass the story on to your family.
And hope to find a love like the love you have for Mama.
Exactly. Like how I felt the moment I saw her for the first time.
Your father's cheeks flush and a smile takes over his face.
She was such a vision on our wedding day, too. I wanted to share the full story with you, if you'll hear me.
Oh, you pricks. Learn more about your parents' star-crossed romance and play as your father in this exclusive flashback scene. Pixelberry. You're pricks. Allow your father to save his strength. I would love to hear more, but I fear you should get your rest. Don't strain yourself.
Bella, you're right. I want to savor each second I have left with you.
Your father shivers, and you hold his hand to comfort him.
Without me here, you will need a strong husband to secure your claim to Edgewater. There will be people trying to make claims that you're not the true heir. You have to hold your head high and choose a strong suitor.
Yes, Father.
I know he's a bit older, but Duke Richard is more powerful. He's more than powerful enough to protect your claim.
Oh, stop it with Duke Richard. Father, I cannot accept him.
Bella, are you certain?
Yes, the Duke has made many unwelcome advances towards me. I don't trust his intentions. Father closes his eyes and steadies his haggard breathing before he speaks.
If he hurts you, I will have him drawn and quartered. I've always been a bit wary of that man, but he had high hopes due to his station.
Yeah, well, station isn't about everything. Duke Richards is boastful, evil, not for anyone. Evil.
How so?
He hurts people. I wouldn't think it impossible for him to hurt me too.
I was afraid of this. The Duke was your grandfather's protege. I was hoping your grandfather didn't make much of an impact on him. speak on no more of him. I wanted you to feel the love I was denied in marriage.
I'm surprised someone's not gonna go, but I was really hoping for Duke Richards. I was just so set on him abusing me.
It is my greatest wish for you to marry and preserve the estate, but not at the cost of your happiness.
Or dignity, or respect, or... Oh, Father, you spoil me.
You are the most precious thing in my life. Your heart takes priority.
Father, I wanted to tell you, I haven't received any proposals yet, but I do have my heart set on someone.
Oh, Bella, all I want for you is to find someone who makes your heart sing. Who is it?
Well, I feel like this is a bit too early. I think I'm falling for no one. I mean, really? Okay, so this shit part here is someone's gonna burst in the door and go, "I want to do great shirts." No shit. There are some people who actually complain to Pixelberry because they couldn't have Victor Marty. I'm fucking serious, okay? No joke. So, real quick rundown. Mr. Sinclair, awesome guy. Gives to the poor, does to the needy, has stood by us, protected us, done really great. Miss Parsons, of course the ladylike choice. But she's also an incredible person. Very nice. All 9 yards. Mr. Harper, I like him. I felt like we should have had more time with him to fully judge his character. We don't know much of him, but I think he's an alright guy. And Prince Hamid. Yes. Pick me. Pretty much all around nice guy. Pretty much an outcast too in the UK in the 1800s. So just saying. Taking a drink. This is very hard. Okay, if it came down to it, I would go, again, with these three. So we're narrowing it down. I'm gonna go with I'm falling for Mr. Sinclair. I know he can be a little rough around the edges, but...
Bella.
In all his excitement, your father, struck with a wheezing fit, you squeeze his hand.
Bella, there is wonderful news. The Sinclairs are good people. Mr. Sinclair would care for you as well.
He tries to cup your face, but is unable to lift his arm that high.
You make me proud.
Motions to his nightstand with a wavering hand.
I have one last thing for you. Open the drawer.
The drawer of the nightstand creaks as you open it. Inside you see a ring and a piece of parchment. What are these? You need them to prove your birthright.
The ring is your mother's. The day we wed. The paper is it's the copy of my will. It names you and your husband as heirs to Edgewater.
You've already had this drawn up for Mr. Sinclair. You know what I'm saying? Your father hands you the delicate piece of paper and gold wedding band. I wonder how triggered he'd be if we picked Mr. Harper. It's pretty. It's so beautiful. You turn the ring over in your hand and slip it onto your finger. But how do you have it after all these years?
Your grandfather took it from your mother. In his mind, it belonged to Edgewater. I fought one of his men for it, and I've kept it near me ever since. It belongs to you now.
And the will, I'll guard it with my life. Your father tries to take a deep breath, but it turns into a short gasp prayer.
Tell me, more about your childhood in Gloucestershire with your mother. I want to picture what it was like for the two of you.
Mama and I love to play outside, sing with each other, sew together. I'm gonna go sing together, since she was all about singing. Since I was a toddler, I can remember her coming up with many operas for us to perform together. We'd even sew us costumes sometimes. I've lost track of how many pirates I've been in my lifetime.
Ah, that sounds like Mary. I always knew she'd be a good mother, though I had no idea how good she'd be.
You have exceeded all of my wildest expectations of what a father could be.
Well,
Your father starts breathing in shallow gasps. He looks to you as you move your thumb in circles over his hand.
I want you to know how much I love you.
Not yet, Father. I wish we had more time.
My darling girl, as I do.
You touch his sweat-covered brow and feel his skin, hotter now than ever before.
But I must admit, I cannot wait to see your mother.
The light drains from your father's eyes, and his hand goes limp in yours. You whisper to him, "Goodbye, Father." You bend down to kiss his forehead, but hear the door behind you fly open. You turn around to see Mr. Mulcaster in the doorway, his eyes tired and mouth agape. Father? Mr. Mulcaster. He's gone. He just passed. I'm so sorry you missed him. I cannot believe I'm too late. Walk over to your stepbrother and wrap your arms around him as the two of you cry together. Next time on Desire Decorum, it's time to lay your father to rest. How will you navigate Edgewater with him no longer by your side? Short and sweet. I don't know what really to say. Like, I kind of, when we first started this journey, I kind of told you guys this would happen. Like, something would happen. He would either be poisoned, or something would happen with the Countess and trying desperately to prevent him from giving you the estate. And clearly, it's happened. He's died outside of our watch. So that's come to pass. It sucks. It sucks. I don't know what else to say. You know, it was the first good father figure we've had in a book, besides High School Story. And he's taking away. Oh man, Pixelberry, you have a father issue. Really, you do. You really have a father issue. Like we only just met our father in freshman. You know, going all the way up until senior. We never met our father once. It was always our mother. It was like our father didn't even exist. There hasn't been one book where there's been a decent father figure. It's always been a decent mother figure. It's like you're literally abiding by the statistical prowess of BS where, you know, there's always single mom homes. And so you're trying to appease and court to that. So, I don't know what to say. Hey, imagine for a moment if you gave people a twinkle in their eye of what a good dad should be. Imagine that. A little bit more often, please. I'm just asking. I had shit father figures, but I can at least look at myself in the mirror and say, I have two special needs brothers that I take care of that I can say I've been a really great father figure to them, and I've gave them the world and the shirt off my back. And until my dying breath, I've done all I can for them. So I think there needs to be more positive imagery of better father figures to teach men and to teach women even how to raise sons, better sons, do like that. Because, hey, guess what? Those statistical prowesses of single mom homes, if that's increasing and moms are raising sons, think about it for a moment. You know, there's no real male role models anymore. So just think about that. With that being said, I hope you all did enjoy the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the description below. Links to social media, Discord, and if you like to support me and my content. Like I said, I may or may not finish the senior tonight. I know we're one chapter all behind on that. If we do, we do. If we don't, it'll be tomorrow. And then we'll be completely caught up. Yes, I have to start working on Diamond Editions of getting Perfect Match. We were halfway done. I was like, screw it, because we had done just pretty much half in just 2 days. And I don't want to overexert myself, even though I did technically yesterday, like a dumbass. But I don't want to push it too much. Plus, I want to do new content for October. I love October. I love Halloween. I love things like that. I want to do new content. So, stay tuned for that. Feel free to head over to Twitch. We're going to be doing some live streams of all new content here very soon, as well as some of the new Spider-Man DLCs that'll be coming out at the end of this month, I believe. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.